I guess I've been telling my story to nobody. But anyway, it's 2026, and everybody else complains about everything on YouTube. Probably nobody's going to watch this, but at least I can just get it off my mind. I want to talk about so many things right now. I'm a pretty private person, I guess, now that I'm 46 and I don't drink anymore. I don't party anymore. I don't really engage in this kind of stuff, but it's kind of like something's got to be said. People are talking about it. I just wanted to join in, basically. But things have changed so much since I was a kid. And like I said, I'm 46. I just turned 46 in November. I live in Canada, in Vancouver Island. I have a lot of good things in my life going on, but it wasn't always like this. I mean, it's still hard, but I mean, I have a good place to live, and I have a good partner, and I have animals, but I'm always stressed out, man. We're not rich. We have to pay so many bills, and it's really like it's getting to me. It's getting to everybody, and I can see it in people's faces. Like try going to Costco. Try going to Costco on a fucking Saturday. Like you don't want to go, but you need some stuff, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go grab a couple. That never happens. You end up getting a friggin' huge cart full, and then they have all this fantastic stuff at Costco. So you walk down, the aisles with the golfing stuff and the sports stuff, and then they have the seasonal things, and they've got tools, and they come up with all this stuff, and it's like wow. And then you end up buying stuff, and then you shouldn't buy it, and you buy it, and but the way people act in that store is so crazy. I mean, it's frantic. It's almost like you need to have a beer before you go there. Just to I know like obviously that's not a good idea because you got to drive. I'm just saying that as in like to relax yourself. I mean, I've seen people posting on those Costco groups that they have to take an Ativan or some beta blockers before they go in the store. So when my significant other tells me, "Hey, we need to go to Costco," I'm like, "Fuck, really?" But I try not to look like that. I'm like, "Oh, that's gonna be fun." Like you have to take a deep breath. And we usually go like on a Friday at, you know, close to closing, like in the evening. And usually that was like the good time to go. But now I've kind of noticed that people kind of realize that and now they're going at that time. But the way people act in there, if you look at everybody's faces and you kind of study what everybody is acting like, it is frantic. Everybody wants to get the fuck out of there as soon as possible. And it's very obvious. Nobody puts the cart back. If you don't put the cart back, you are lazy. I'm sorry. If you don't put the cart back, there's something wrong. I mean, that's how I see it anyway. I always put the cart back. Okay, maybe when I was 20 and I was hungover, I didn't put the cart back. But I put the cart back because if you don't, this is what this conversation is about. If you don't put the cart back, what ends up happening is people put the cart back in these random areas, and then other people will also see that you have also put your cart in some random area, and they will begin to push them in to each other like they're in where they're supposed to be, but they're not. So now you have all these carts blocking parking stalls when nobody can find parking. And if you pay attention, there's little groups of carts that people have done it. Okay, someone else did it, so I'm going to do it. But then so now there's five, there's 10, there's 20, and now and nobody wants to move them. The guy that's running the carts is already so busy. He can't get to all the carts. So you see all these groups of carts everywhere that everybody has started piling on because everybody else has done that. So whoever started that, I don't like you. And if you think about this as being a human being and caring about others, which very few people do. And if you do care about people, I like you. But so the people can't park. They're you can see them. They're doing loops around the store, and nobody will take the time to push the carts out of the way because everybody's waiting for that one person that works there to gather all these carts up, and nobody wants to be the hero to move those carts out of the way so people can park. Then you get into the store, and if you just, it's almost like they need traffic lights. So I kind of sit in a spot. I let my partner go do the shopping. She comes back with an armful and she's dodging people, and I'm sitting there. While I'm sitting there, there's people trying to get to where I'm at. So I move forward. They're trying to get to there. I move back. Then I'm in the middle of the store. So because I saw an opening, then I'm surrounded by people. I can't get out this way, this way. Oh my God. And there's people texting the middle of the aisle when there's like 100 people behind me. It stresses me out, man. I'm a bit of a people pleaser. So I would never hold somebody. I would never walk down the aisle when it's packed, like packed. Stop and then text my husband what movie I want to watch or whatever, like just some random, and just stop in the middle. So there's all these people behind you. I would never do something like that. So for me, I can't fathom doing that. Anyway, that's just one thing that I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to start a new channel. I had a channel before. I'm into spaceships, UFOs, and all this weird shit. I'm into, the universe and stuff. But I don't know. It doesn't really get much traction. Everybody's too busy worrying about their bills. And I understand. Maybe I could talk about something, that people can relate to. But I think people can relate to the way people are acting. And we can start with Costco. We can start with people at Walmart. We can start with nobody talking to their neighbors. We can start with kids not going out and riding their bikes without a fucking phone strapped to their handlebars. They all have electric motors that go like, I don't know how fast they go, but they look. I have a pretty big hill by my house here, and they're ripping up there, man. They're going 40 kilometers at least. At 10 years old, if I had that technology when I was 10, I would never be home. It's just, it's something else, man. It's something else. Like the way, like I got no script. I'm not reading off anything. This is the type of person I am. I'm off the cuff. I don't care. I probably barely edit this. I don't even know how to edit. I don't really care about editing. I don't care if people watch it. I just thought I want to talk. Everybody else is talking about it. And this stuff is this AI shit. If you pay attention to the AI stuff, like last month, it wouldn't allow me to edit my pictures, right? I just wanted to play a prank on my partner and make myself look buff. It won't do that. It's not allowed to do that. This month, you can do that. What's going to happen next month? What are you going to be able to alter? And it's coming in these steps, right? Everything is coming down in these steps. It's getting better and better and better. And everybody can see it happening. And everybody is probably thinking like I am, like, shit, what's going to happen in 10 years? What's going to happen? But it's not 10 years. What's going to happen in 6 months? It wasn't very long ago when I just discovered ChatGPT. 2023, I went and got my blood done, right? And if you're in Canada or in BC where I am and you're dealing with doctors, fuck me. That's another video. That is another video about pills and doctors and what they've done to me. Remind me about that. If anybody ever watches this, which I doubt will happen, remind me to talk about that because I'll go off the deep end. But what was I talking about? Right, ChatGPT. So I got my blood work done. I usually get my blood done like every year just because I'm a hypochondriac or something. I always think I'm passing away. But I've been working out and stuff, and I've lost a bunch of weight. I was never really overweight, but I wanted to get to a healthy weight, and so I always I do my blood, and kind of have a history of cancer and stuff. So I just wanted to do that. But anyway, so I went and did that. I'm waiting for my doctor to get back to me. It's like 1 month. It's been 2 months. I'm calling his office, and they're like, "Oh, can you send it again?" And I'm like, I thought the Life Labs place sends that to the doctor. Well, they do, but they're so busy they don't see it. So I'm like, emailing them, and they're like, "Oh, please don't email us. You need to make an appointment." So now I got to make an appointment to tell the doctor that my blood tests have been sent to him. I mean, I get it; they're busy, but so now I got to do that. But before I do that, I have to wait like a week before he will call me on the phone from Vancouver because I can't find a doctor where I am because there's no doctors. So then he phones. Sometimes he's late. Sometimes he misses it completely. It's a fucking headache, man. Finally, I remember my phone's in front of me. I can't do anything loud because if I miss that call, I gotta wait another week. I get to him. I talk to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, you got to log on and send it to me." They might have not sent it, so I sent it to him. And then I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then I'm like, ChatGPT was starting to come out. It was out. It was getting better. It was like the end December 2023. So I'm like, I'm just gonna try to upload this to ChatGPT. So I uploaded my blood test, which I got from the lab website. I uploaded ChatGPT. Within 30 seconds, it gave me everything. And then I had it break it down, summarize it so I could understand it because I'm stupid. 30 seconds all it took. It told me what I was low on, what I was okay, what was fine. You do urine, you do. I think I did a PCA, which is prostate for men. Just to make sure there's no abnormalities or whatever. I did a vitamin D, which you got to pay for, and all this other crap. And it just basically told me everything, and I was like, wow. And then I did the EKG when they hook up those electrodes to you to make sure that and then blood pressure. That was a separate lab. I uploaded that. Boom. So basically, it told me that other than like my LDL was a little bit elevated, like I'm pretty healthy. So then he actually never ended up calling me to tell me. I actually ended up telling him that I already figured it out. Don't worry, you don't need to tell me my blood results. So that was when I was like, whoa, something's happening. I mean, so then 2024, I started using it for work. I make concrete fountains and concrete garden ornaments, and I have a farm stand. I have a garden. I have a huge garden where I live. And so before ChatGPT, I would have to make, to advertise on Facebook, I would just make these little, half-ass advertising posters for Facebook. And then, wow, that came along, and I'm started to use ChatGPT for that. And I'm not a great speller. I didn't do well in school, so writing paragraphs and all that kind of stuff for my advertising for my business was, it was a very really handy. I wish I had this back in the day, to write a resume. I mean, it's really handy. But I also thought, wow, this has changed since, like, for the blood test, 2023 December, 2024. I'm starting to use it for almost everything related to business. I was kind of like using it, I think most people are kind of using it like Google now. And it's in depth, you can tell it to do a deep dive. And then I'm thinking, wow, what's going to happen in a year? Anyway, I could go on and on, but all I'm saying is there's massive changes happening. There's massive changes happening to people my age. We're 46. My partner's 45. I don't feel 46. I mean, I don't really think anybody feels their age. Everybody thinks time's going super fast. even when you have that kind of delusion or that, well, not delusion, that false sense of reality that when you get older, time goes faster, which is also true. But now even young people are saying, like, I never had that feeling when I was 18 or 15. I remember when I was 10, I'm like, damn, this day is going on forever. Like a day was like a day, you'd have a sleepover, you'd wake up in the middle of the night, and then it would be through two, and then it would be four, and you like a day would be like a long time as a kid. Now it's just like bam. But apparently this is happening for everybody, and even people that are much, much younger. And I have a feeling it's because we spend so much time on our phone that we lose track of like what we're doing. And then we're like, oh my God, I've been watching reels of people fighting for 4 hours, which is also true. And I also do that. But all I wanted to say in this rant is things have changed so drastically. I'm also testing out like camera A and camera B. If you're wondering why I keep looking back and forth, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just whatever. This is a guy that's been through a lot that is now starting to vent online so nobody would watch him. That's what I'm doing. So, being a kid nowadays, if you're a Gen Z or you're younger, maybe you should subscribe to me. You probably won't, and I don't really care. But if you do, I mean, I've been through a lot. I've had every job you can think of almost. I would say every hard labor job you can think of, and I've been cashiers. I've done a lot of stuff, but you guys have it hard. I'm gonna be the first one to say that Gen Z and people that are young, you know, I used to make fun of them a lot. I kind of make fun of Gen Z a little bit because I assume that they're kind of not stupid, but they just don't get it. But then if you think about it, they have really been born in a really screwed up time. And if I put myself in their shoes, I would want to watch somebody like me to kind of explain to them like what it was like when I was their age so they could kind of brush up on some skills that they don't have that they should have. Cooking, fixing cars, changing a tire, minor electrical work, minor plumbing work, communication. They have, for the vast majority of them, they have been robbed of this experience. And it's really not their fault. It's the way that the universe has gone. And it's the way that everything has moved in this direction of technology, these stupid phones. These phones have killed communication and social activities in every age group, including seniors. Seniors are on their phones. They are. They're on their phones. My parents are on their phones. It's not good. It's not good. And people have to really start realizing that it's not good. It's not good. It's not good at all. And I don't care how entertaining this is. If the power were to go out for an extended period of time, then that could happen. There's a lot of sick people in the world. That's all I'll say about that. And the power goes out for months on end. What's going to happen? I have the skills to survive, but do you? You need to learn. The younger generation needs to learn what I learned. And even I need to learn things that I didn't learn because something will happen one day. Because we have a lot of terrible people in the world. And if you look at power grids and you look at causing the most damage, what do you think it is? If we lose power, we're fucked in every way you can think of. And I am at an age now that I think about that. I think about making something in the garage or in the basement somewhere that I can grab and it's got everything in it that we can live for a bit. I mean, that's what I think about that. I mean, not obsessively, but I do think about that because things do happen. I mean, I think the younger generation needs, like, if I was a Gen Z, or younger, I would be like, I hope there's like a course I can take that I could take for, you know, an hour a week, and I could just get up to speed and learn all these vital skills. Oh, like I was saying, and it's really hard for me to. I got ADD, by the way, and I'm not just saying ADD because I'm lazy and I want to say that. I was taking Ritalin when I was 7 years old, 8 years old. So yeah, I actually got retested for that when I was 30, and I scored extreme. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I jump all over the place, and that's just the way it's going to be. So, but of course, you know, for the younger generation to take, it could be virtual, or it could be virtual and then hands on, and to learn these super important skills that you need to learn. Then a lot of them would save them a ton of money, like just putting air in a tire, um, checking your oil, filling up your fluids, jacking your car up in the right spot so you don't crunch the bottom of your car and cost yourself $3,000. In today's age, you might write the car off. I've seen so many people do that. I've almost done it myself when I was younger, but I learned there's a certain place you need to put a jack under a car, or you're going to completely crush the side of the car in, like the wheel well. They're all completely plastic, and they'll break like this, and you'll wreck your whole month. I'm telling you, I've seen people do it on YouTube. You can look it up yourself. It's things like that. I don't know. Maybe I can be the guy to do that. I mean, I know how to do a lot of stuff. I mean, I've renovated 5 houses. I've fixed. I have a pretty expensive car that is very expensive to fix, and it's older. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's expensive now, but it's very expensive to fix. And I had to learn to fix it, or else did you mean, man, the simplest things cost thousands of dollars. And I kind of found out, like, if you do things slowly and you research them, like the average person can do a lot of things confidently that, maybe not brakes, and maybe not like, the suspension and stuff, but like simple things like change the oil, change the plugs, clean the cabin filter, change the serpentine belt, change the battery, things like that. Swap the tires or rotate the tires. If you have a flat place, you can do that on your own, torque wrench all the bolts and everything. Those things cost tons of money, but they cost nothing to do on your own, except for, buying the parts, of course, which obviously those people that buy the parts, they always market those up anyway. Those are the things that I'm talking about, that the younger generation could benefit from, just somebody teaching them how. Maybe the people who already do this, I don't know. I'm just ranting because I feel like that they don't have a lot of that help, because everybody's so busy and stressed out, and not doing and not teaching the younger generation, what we were taught, and then just and making fun of them. That's not. I mean, I did. I'm admit it, but if I think about it, I mean, I kind of want to help them, because men need to be men, and they need to learn these things. What happens if you're out camping or something and you blow a tire, and you don't know how to fix it? You need to know how to fix a tire, man. That's the most important thing. That and cooking. If you don't know how to cook, I'm sorry, man. You got to learn. You can't just be like, I'm going to order in. I know people that they're spending $1,000 a month on takeout. I don't like know them personally, but there's these channels that they're admitting it. Nobody has money for this shit. And as you're eating garbage, cooking is actually very easy to do. That's another thing I could teach. I've been cooking since I was 10 years old. Not like cooking crap. Like I've been like frying up meat and stuff since I was super young. Mom, you can vouch for me. So, anyways, I think I'm going to wrap this video up, but this is what this channel is going to be about. And if you don't watch it, that's okay. If nobody watches this, I don't care. But if somebody does, I'll make more videos. I'll go into a series. I'll go into Gen Z what you should be doing, I want to help them out. I'll help them out. I won't make fun of you anymore. I'll help you out. And I'm really good at hands on, like recording things and telling people how to do them. Um, that could include making concrete fountains. You know how there's very few people that make these things. I'm telling you, I will I will upload some pictures one day, or I even do a video on that on and just to get this off my chest. If you wanted to make money selling concrete fountains and pots and all that, it's the margins are massive. Okay, like seriously, like spend $4, make 200. That type of margins. Yeah, and I've made it. I mean, I do okay doing it. It's been I'll be honest with you, it's been since 2024, kind of. It kind of fell off a cliff. I can pay my bills and stuff, but it's changed. But I mean, it'll come around. But anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to say today. The way people are acting, what's happening in the world, the younger generation getting robbed of knowledge, people too stressed out to teach them, people too fucking lazy to take the cart back. See all this stuff. I think that's enough. I have three golden retrievers. Three golden retrievers, which I love. I love these dogs. Me and my partner love these dogs so much. I can see them outside my door, pacing, wondering what I'm doing. So I'm going to go hang out with my dogs, and I'm going to wrap this video up. And if you want to subscribe, you can. Or don't. I don't really care. But I hope everybody has a great day. Try to smile at someone today. If you see somebody, just smile at them and see what happens. Because nobody's doing it. That's all I got to say. Bye.